If you are a Pakistan cricket fan, congratulations. The day has come where Pakistan has defeated the mighty Bangladeshis at home. This is the same Bangladesh team that has recently beaten Sri Lanka, just beat Pakistan in a series, has in the past beaten Australia and India at home. The fortress of the Bangladeshis has been chinked, if not broken. Today is a day of celebration. Today is a day of just rejoicing. This might be the closest thing that Pakistanis have had since the 2022 T20 World Cup final. I am obviously being extremely sarcastic. Do not take this out of context and do not put this on the internet. Just saying that backward point guys have gone mad and celebrating this win. With me, as always, a somber yet intelligent Bashar Sayed. Bashar, the series is over. The tournament is finished until 7 days from now when they're back in West Indies and when we do this all over again. What? Why are you always laughing at my opening? Some people know that I actually called 911 last episode. Do you know that?
Did you not?
I called my wife. I should have mentioned at the end of the podcast. Great voice acting by Maya truly. And
you should have put a disclaimer.
Yeah, but I didn't think that people actually
this is not a real
thought
911 call.
I did not actually think that.
You also said you called 911.
911 responders. I had a few messages about that. Our own Sadiq Amin personally DM'd me and he appreciated that. So Sadiq, you are a one sick person and there is no antidote to what you have, brother.
2 dates will go down in history of Pakistan cricket. 25 March 1992 when Pakistan won the World Cup against England at the MCG in front of 87,000 people. And then today, 24 July 2025, Pakistan avoids a Banglawash.
Banglawash was
Congratulations to all.
We're being facetious, we're being sarcastic. Obviously, we have a lot more to say about this. We don't think that this series has gone to waste. And I think the full potential of what this team could actually be was kind of, the glimpses were shown. I don't even think the full potential was actually on display this entire series. There were glimpses today, which is a good sign, a good omen, a green flag. And I would love to talk to you about this more.
Yeah, let's talk about this match. Let's do a series wrap up.
Yeah.
Let's do lessons learned. And then let's look ahead at Pakistan's next series against West Indies in Florida. So just starting off with this match, Pakistan goes in with 2 changes. Fakhar sits out, Farhan comes in, and Khuzdal sits out. Hussain Talat comes in. Still no signs of Sufiyan Muqeem, which we're both quite big fans of. We'd love to see him get some more exposure, some more game time, because if Pakistan is looking ahead to 2 big tournaments, both in Asia Cup and then the T20 World Cup happening in the UAE and Sri Lanka respectively, Pakistan should have a better spin bowling bench strength.
I want you to take your Toronto Blue Jays hat off and I want to put your Mike Hesson Pakistan cricket coach hat on and explain to me why Sufiyan Muqeem has not played a single game in a Bangladesh low turning track pitch.
I can't explain why. The only reason why I can think of is because they wanted to go, again, more pace heavy. So they sat out a spin bowling all-rounder to bring in a fast bowling all-rounder in Hussain Talat.
But why
not even all, a lot of our pacers, actually, I noticed in the second and third match, yes, they're pacers, but there's a lot of cutters, a lot of back at the hand deliveries.
Which I'm all for, by the way.
Yeah.
And especially on a pitch like this.
On this surface, it's good to take the pace off. You don't want to give it too much on the bat.
Yeah.
So I thought our bowlers bowled quite smartly. And looking at the score of how Pakistan defended this, no real question of if Sufiyan would have been there, if the result would have been different. But I'm just talking with respect to Pakistan developing bench strength, having backups, and giving more exposure to a young person like Sufiyan Muqeem.
Yeah, I totally agree. But let me counter that with another point. Sufiyan Muqeem surprise package.
Well, I think Sufiyan Muqeem himself might be surprised.
Yo, speaking of like Sufiyan Muqeem, a slight aside, our ex-graphic designer, Sanger, Sufiyan Muqeem, if we could put a side by side, that'd be great on that. Sufiyan Muqeem is hanging on his point for a little bit longer. He's just like Sanger and Sufiyan Muqeem are insanely compatible. Twins could be. Great team guy. I saw him cheering for every single run in the dugout whenever the camera would pan to him. He was happy to be there, which is a sign of a good young lad who's determined to eventually prove himself. I think he will be more of use in this upcoming series.
Let's talk about Pakistan's spin bowling reserves. who do we have now in the team? Abrar. We have Salman Agha can ball spin. We have Mohammad Nawaz. We
Saim?
have Khuzil Shah. We have Saim Ayub. But in terms of like genuine spin bowling all-rounders, so guys who ball spin first and then I can also bat, that's Nawaz.
Khujil?
Specialist spinners are Abrar,
And Sufi Mac?
Khuzil, Sufi Mac. And then if Shadab gets fit, Shadab.
Hmm.
Am I missing anybody?
No, I think you got Khujil. Did you say Khujil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Khuzil, Abrar, Sufiyan Muqeem, Shadab if he gets fit.
I was going to say Fakhar
Mohammad
Zaman,
Nawaz.
but Hardik Pandya ended that in 2017.
Yeah, again, I'm talking about spin bowling all-rounders.
Yeah.
So Sufiyan Muqeem is very much part of Pakistan's plans. Again, getting him some more game time would be good.
We have a lot of T20s left to play, by the way.
We do. We have
At least
three
like
coming up.
23, I think is what I counted before the T20 World Cup.
3 coming up against West Indies in Florida. And then we have a tri-series between Pakistan, Afghanistan, UAE, which is to be scheduled in the UAE. And that's going to be hopefully in preps for the Asia Cup, which is also to be announced very soon. We'll
I've
talk
heard,
about that.
again, the Asia Cup rumors are just insane, bro. They're almost as bad as the Fantastic Four rumors. Like, oh, is Doom going to be in it? Doom not going to be in it? It's like, is India going to play? Is India not going to play? A lot of shakeup after the WCL situation. But I saw somewhere, someone said that the WCL situation is because it's little money and that Indian team of the retirees can step up and basically protest. But ACC, ICC, that's big money. We're talking millions, like tens of millions of dollars on the line. And I don't think that people are going to be boycotting that anytime soon.
Farhan came in and made the impact immediately. He is a different batter since the past 6 to 8 months, at least. And to look back and think that this guy was still unpicked in the PSL shows where the PSL teams were. So in the initial draft, he went unpicked, and then Islamabad United picked him in the supplementary draft. And he ended up as one of the highest run scorers, one of the best strike rates, one of the most sixes.
Watch him go platinum next year.
Probably.
Probably,
I think Ali Tareen will make a very good case of having Sahibzada Farhan in the platinum category.
Yeah, totally.
But again, yeah, just making an impact, and so much chatter about the pitch, the conditions,
The
slowness, the lowness.
I agree with that. And Farhan's innings, amazing. Fakhar dropped or rested?
Rested. Word said by Salman Agha. Rested.
Rested. Okay. Interesting.
I'm starting to think, I'm not sure. Fakhar and Saim on paper look like the best opening combination, but given recent form, Farhan has to be your starting opener. Because
Who do you set out?
Because Saim Ayub, since his comeback this year, has played 6 innings and he is averaging 12.83,
And the strike rate of
135.
Okay.
So
Not looking
clearly
good for my boy.
struggling. Last year, he had a good year towards the back end, but Pakistan's still showing a lot of faith in him. I have faith in him, but it's time that he starts to convert these scores, because both Saim and I'm going to put Haris in the same category. 10 flop innings, 1 really good innings.
Same
So-
thing with Hassan Nawaz.
Hassan Nawaz is a bit more consistent.
5 ducks
Hassan Nawaz, 5 ducks.
in the 10 11
Right.
rings
Well,
that he's played.
okay, in New Zealand, right?
I'm just saying. 2 here as well.
He had 2 ducks.
Maybe he had at least 1 duck for sure. Maybe he had one, like, he had a duck and a 4, I think, something like that.
Right. I think
Let me
the
double check
general
that.
call for this team, this top order, is to be a little more consistent. I love the aggression. I love the intent, but I would just like to have a little more reliability. And yeah, maybe these conditions might not be the best suited for Pakistan to go out there and smash 220, which you can't.
Hassan Nawaz 2 ducks in the series and a 33.
Man loves ducks.
I'm just saying, it's a duck or nothing for my boy right now. Binary, that's his name. Saim, I need him to perform. I have too much faith. You're saying you have faith in him? I have too much faith in him. I think I've put all my faith in the basket of Saim Ayub. The Karachi agenda, the Nazar agenda, the backward point agenda is all behind Saim right now.
31 innings, 19.8 average, just the 150, 137.5 strike rate. Any other batsman in Pakistan cricket history would not get 31 innings.
Is he playing on reputation? Or is he playing on potential?
He's playing on potential. Yeah.
And when does the potential come through? Because the ODI potential came through after we won. Well, when we won against Australia, and then Pakistan won against South Africa again as well. That's when the potential was like, oh, this guy is dynamite. And then obviously the injury happens and so on and so forth. But I think T20s, there's still a spark left. We've seen it in the PSL levels. We've seen it in the CPL level even. He won the CPL last year, I believe.
So this is all pre-injury.
This is all
Post-injury, he had a
pre-injury.
very lean PSL.
He had a very lean PSL. Now, I don't know, man. Like, is the injury thing lingering in his head, or is it just like him trying to gain that momentum?
Well, he was kind of off for at least 3 months, right? Because he got injured January or December.
Yeah.
And he missed Champions Trophy. He literally was in a cast and then went through rehab. He came back professionally in the PSL, which was sometime in April. So he didn't play any professional cricket for 4 months between Jan to April. So I still think he's getting acclimatized with the conditions and being back at the pro level. I want to give him more chances because I do think the potential is there that where he can be a legendary once in a generation batter. And to quote Ramiz reminded me a lot of the legend Saeed Anwar.
Yeah, and then for some reason Sahibzada Farhan was Sahibzada Yaqub as well. So
Who is that?
I don't know.
Who is
I
that?
have no idea who that is. I try to look it up. I'm like, maybe it's like some ex-cricketer in Pakistan. Could not find anything.
Somebody in our Patreon chat mentioned that Ramiz also called Abdullah Shafiq Asad Shafiq for the longest time.
For the longest time, yes. That is all true. Like, names and Pakistani commentators, not working out. Like, I would put money down on the table right now and call Wasim Akram and be like, tell me Mandir Duson's name.
That's a deep cut.
I'm just saying,
deep cut.
the real ones know. Just out of curiosity, I was just scanning through the Cricket Info stats, and Mohammad Rizwan seems to be the most successful captain for SIMU. 129 runs, 129 average. He's batted under and 2 not outs, 150 as well. So just a little piece of their info there, and a strike rate of 172 under Rizwan's captaincy. SIMU.
Very small sample size.
I'm just saying.
Are you saying bring back Rizwan as captain?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that.
You're saying not only bring him back as captain.
Hey.
I am gonna leave this podcast right now.
Never say never is what I said. I'll just not. Yo, Salman Agha agenda, bro. You know, we're backing that. People call us, you have the IU shirt on your left.
Right.
Already people are like, somebody on the comments was like, oh, these guys are just like IU D writers. I'm like, since when? It's not my fault. Half the team is IU.
Paid propaganda. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Paid propaganda. For sure, yeah. Moving on. Who else looked good? SIMU, again, he had a start for sure. Yeah, he looked interesting. I wanted him to play the full 10, 15 overs and see if he lands into a 50. He had just gotten to his groove. He had just hit a 4. I don't know why he went back to back. Got caught out. And then Mohammad Haris came. Let's talk about Mohammad Haris.
Talking about struggling batters.
Let's talk about it.
Only makes sense to talk about Haris.
Now, does Backward Point have a Mohammad Haris agenda? Him being one of our first big guests and basically blowing up the podcast and putting us where we are here. Do you think we have a certain bias towards Mohammad Haris?
I think we have a certain liking towards him. I love his intent. I love the way he approaches the game. But the past 2 foreign tours against New Zealand and now Bangladesh, he has seemed vulnerable against any sort of moving balls. So the swinging seaming ball in New Zealand and the churning slow wickets now in Bangladesh. So he looked his best in Lahore and the recent PSL, which begs the question again about adaptability, about conforming yourself to different conditions. And very sad to say, but Haris has not shown any of those abilities so far, foreign tours.
At home, he had a really good tour against Bangladesh last season. Last series, I should say. 31, 41, and 107 not out. So like we were like, oh, finally Mohammad Haris is peaking. Then he comes out 4-0 and 5 today. 5 today off 15 or 13 balls. It was abysmal.
He killed the momentum.
3 different times he got dropped.
So basically he got out thrice. The first time was in LBW, which is given by the umpire. Luckily got an inside edge, saved there. There was a missed stumping by Latin Das. There was a drop catch. So he scored 5 runs?
5 runs. Of 14.
5 runs, including 3 drop catch, three chances.
Yeah. 5 of 14. He was there for 34 minutes. Honestly, it felt like he was there for like 4 hours. It was that just cruel to watch. Agonizing to watch. Like it was a tough watch. Mohammad Haris seemed lost. Not his usual self. Wanted to go after everything. Wanted to hit 36 off 6 is what I said at one point at the Patreon chat. By the way, slide aside, Patreon is back live. If you guys still want to participate, the season is on. Check out the Patreon in the description below. So yes, the Patreon chat was lit up when Haris was batting. They just could not understand what was going on.
I'm concerned for Haris.
I am also concerned because there's a lot of people bagging that little beautiful cross next to his name and would love to be the keeper of the boxing.
Whether it be Farhan stepping up as the keeper, whether it be Rizwan coming back in the team,
aforementioned,
whether it be Hasibullah in the backup, there's a lot of guys who are eyeing his spot.
Babar Azam.
Babar Azam as keeper. I heard that.
Somebody said that. I don't know.
That was
the rumor was so strong that Hassan had to come out and be like, I don't even know where that's coming from. That's not a thing.
Welcome to Pakistan media.
Yeah. Tough for Hassan out there. So yeah, like Haris, I need him to score. Do you think that the 2025 players that have been selected for the T20 World Cup already, as Salman Agha has pointed out, how much room does that 11 have? Because those are basically two teams right there.
I think Salman Agha's messaging needs to be clear. Right? Last series, he said Hassan Nawaz, Saim Ayub, Mohammad Haris are my match winners. And he said that if I leave my captaincy and these guys aren't proven match winners for Pakistan, then he has failed as captain. Mm-hmm. So if he suddenly drops one of these guys now because of one bad series, the messaging is going to be inconsistent and other players will start feeling insecure of their spots as well.
Let's talk about it. Does Haris deserve to be dropped / will he be dropped?
I feel like this tour specifically is an anomaly. We should kind of just brush it aside because we're not going to get conditions like this again unless we're going back to Bangladesh, which we're not in the next foreseeable future. We need to focus on our coming tours to the USA, to the Caribbean, to the UAE, and then Sri Lanka. So how are we going to prep ourselves for those conditions? For a fact, it's not going to be anything nearly as bad as what we've seen here. UAE pitches tend to be flat. It's easier to bat in the second innings. There's going to be a dew factor coming in. Sri Lanka might be a little slower. But again, because of this Bangladesh tour and then the prep time we might have for Sri Lanka at the World Cup, I would assume our guys should be fine.
That's the only thing that's a little bit worrisome for me. Whenever the pitch has been a little bit deviant, well, where it be in New Zealand where it's bouncy and nippy, or here where it's low and low, our boys have just looked lost. If it's a true bounce or flat deck like it was in Rawalpindi, then our boys are like scoring centuries and whatnot. But apart from that, I'm just a little bit concerned about the quality of cricket that we are seeing from the Pakistani batsmen. Now, last episode, I did make the 911 call as a joke, but there was a little bit of, in Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls, he says, the moment of truth in your lies. There was a hint of sincere worry where I was like, am I banking on the wrong guys? I'm a little bit stressed out about that with Haris and Saim not really performing out of Pakistan. Now, so I'm really, really eager about the West Indies tour, especially in Florida. Those are going to be drop-in pitches. They might stay low. They might bounce. Nobody knows what's going to happen on those pitches.
I'm not sure if they're drop-in pitches.
They're native?
I got to double check, but I don't think they're drop-in pitches.
They're not drop-in pitches, but Florida pitches, what are we assuming? What is going to happen? Is it going to be a 220 pitch or is it going to be a 135 pitch?
But to find out in the series preview.
Series preview happening. Also, again, slight aside, Backward Point will be in Florida for the second and third T20Is. If you guys are there, hit us up. Like, the DMs are open. Let us know how you guys want to meet up. Maybe we could do a lunch. Maybe we can meet up in mid-innings between the games because we're going to be there for both the T20Is. It's going to be fun times. If you're a Pakistan cricket fan, flying in, let us know. We're also flying it out of here from Toronto to Florida. We know a lot of people from our Patreon might be coming as well. TR might be coming from Patreon. And and a few other people DM'd me and commented on the previous video stating that they'd be flying from XYZ to Florida for the series. So link up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think more credits to Farhan. I think he needs to be in the conversation to be perhaps now a starting opener.
Do you drop Saim?
He's outscored
Tell
all
me who
of
you
our
drop.
batters.
Do you drop the boy wonder Saim Ayub, or do you drop the Fauji, the soldier?
If I'm being honest with you, Fakhar Zaman has underperformed his entire T20 career. I think his average is like 22.
Wow.
Yeah. So
wow. I did not think I would hear these words.
I think we're still looking back and like being like Fakhar is a match winner. Yes, he is, but he is also very inconsistent. And
in this format,
if Saim is also inconsistent, if Haris is inconsistent, then there's a good chance we might be 20 for 3 in one of the games
at the World Cup.
It's very much possible. So
here's my theory, right? I look at this and I want to go to Hassan Nawaz and Mohammad Nawaz, both of the Nawazes, ironically, big upping Pakistan, which has not been the case in the history of Pakistan. but the Nawaz shining through. And before we get to them, because they were the shining light, I don't want a lot of movement from this 15 for the ACC, for the Asia Cup. I want these 15 to go out there. I want a young team. If I'm going to get blown out by India, let it be. Let that be the case. After the Asia Cup, there should be a conversation about who actually solidifies their spot. But before that, I think everyone is movable, including Fakhar, including Saim, including maybe a late entrance of a certain Babar Azam. We don't know. But I want to see these guys actually go out there, play a big high-stakes tournament against a high-stakes team like India. And I want to see what they got, basically. So I wouldn't do a lot of movement from here. Maybe I would put Shaheen in for a certain person, Abrar in for another one. But like, for the most part, this is the skeleton that I would go with. That being said, Hassan Nawaz, like we said, all or nothing for this guy, 0-0, and then suddenly 33 off 17 today. Strike rate of 194, 3 6s and a 4.
I think Bangladesh missed the trick because the last 2 times he came to bat, they bowled pace against him, and we discussed how he is an incredible spin basher. This time he came in, they put up a spin against him, which he smashed all the way. And it was then too late by the time that was it Shoreful or Taskin who came in? I think it was Shoreful, where he was just set and he kept smashing it. So despite Mohammad Haris looking slow on the other end, he just kept going. And some of his shots, like one of the shots that he hit was like over deep point and just incredible shot. Like
I thought he was going to be caught on that, but it was a 6.
It was 75-meter 6.
My favorite 6, the favorite shot of his was a little scoop that he did for mid-wicket, a heave. 6. Oh my God. It felt like it was traveling for hours. Hassan Nawaz, when he hits them, they stay hit. And he's a young kid. And I would love to see him put in more pressure situations. And I also would love to see him get more 30 odds like this. Like, it doesn't always have to be a 50, 100 or a nothing like a duck. It could be a cameo like this where the momentum was lost when Haris was batting, was completely regained back when Nawaz was in there.
I also noticed Hassan Nawaz is a very safe boundary fielder.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
talk about that.
He was fielding today at the boundary. There was a free hit. He very comfortably caught a catch, threw it back in. And like, his commitment towards the ball seems very high. His inspiration is Shoaib Malik, which is one of Pakistan's greatest boundary riders in history.
Definitely Pakistan's greatest riders, Shoaib Malik. Hossein Talat came back after a while, famously really shook your hand. You shook your broken hand hard and was like, this is nothing. Just put some gel on it. Hossein Talat, the legend. I think could not really get anything
going. He
going.
came in too late. Maybe Agha should have sacrificed his spot and sent him in ahead of him. But there's also questions on Salman Agha's own spot in the team. There was a really dumb journalist in the post-match who said...
I did not see this.
He said, no offense, Salman bhai, but your own performances since you've become captain have been really bad. How do you see your own spot on the team?
What the hell?
To which Salman said, okay, that's your opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Agha, what the class, bro.
So I think, it's a very tricky spot for Agha where I think he wants to be selfless and give more opportunities to guys. But he also understands that Pakistan media is so toxic that he needs to also come in, score runs, so he can solidify his spot, lead from the front, and set an example.
Is this Agha's second series captaining? Third series. Let's talk about Agha as captain.
I think he's done really well as captain. Like in tough conditions in New Zealand, he scored a 50. There were a couple of I think 40 odds, and wherever he's gotten a chance, he's been really well.
All right, Salman Agha as captain. This is crazy. He's only played 17 T20Is, 15 as captain. Wild. As captain, 327 runs, high score of 56, average of 29.7, and then abysmal strike rate of 115.95. That includes a tough tour in New Zealand. Includes a tough tour.
Check his stats this year.
This is 24-25. You want just 25?
Yeah.
Just a bit better, Bashar. Like average of 35 and strike rate of 126.
Okay.
So it's not the best.
Not too bad.
It's not the best. Very reminiscent of a certain Babar Azam that we have sidelined. So if that's the case, then shouldn't just Babar come back? And then, but who's going to captain?
Well, Salman can bowl off spin.
Yeah, he did take a wicket today. If you give Babar the chance, he might be as well.
Babar used to be a really handy off spinner back in under Anthony.
He has a test wicket.
He does.
He has a test wicket. We keep getting sidetracked by this love affair that we have with Babar Azam.
You're obsessed.
I mean, can neither confirm nor deny.
There's a song by U2 called With or Without You.
With or Without You?
I can't live with or without you.
With or without. Yeah, that's true. Salman Agha's captain. Thoughts?
Doing good. has a strong pool of players, batting depth, lots of bowling options. I think there needs to be more adaptability to conditions, and that just goes not just for him, but the entire team. Again, I go back to our tour to New Zealand, our tour to Bangladesh right now, and then I'm scared of what's going to happen in Florida. Even though West Indies is in horrendous form, they've lost the first 2 games against Australia in their T20I series, and they have 3 more to go.
They have 3 more to go, and then straight into Pakistan.
I think they've won 2 games, 2 T20Is of their last 17 matches.
Yeah, and that's 2 against Ireland.
Yeah, so they're also in horrible form. But again, Pakistan is renowned for bringing back out of players in form, out of form teams in form.
Yeah, actually,
Mohammad Nawaz, let's talk about Mohammad Nawaz.
Yeah.
Also had a very important cameo just to get Pakistan to that 170 odd mark. Couple of shots that he hit were like when he hit them, they stayed hit. Head position was still, slammed them, really big sixes, and it looked like he's been working on his batting. I think we're not sure again what Shadab Khan's recovery is going to be, but until then, maybe until the Asia Cup, Nawaz could be the guy that we can bank on. I don't know why he gets so much hate, because
I'll tell you why.
I think if you name Mohammad Nawaz to a Pakistan fan, he comes up with 2 memories. The game against India at the Asia Cup, where he's bowling to Hardik Pandya. The game against Zimbabwe at the 2022 T20 World Cup. I think Pakistan did 3 off 2 balls. 3 off 3. He plays a dot, then he gets caught out. So it's 3 off 1, and then we lose the match. And then he also remembers Pakistan versus India at the MCG.
That's the
2022 T20 World Cup.
That's the one.
Could not defend 18.
16 or was it?
18.
Even crazier. That's the one.
16 or 18, yeah.
It's that
but
one.
Again, I don't really blame Nawaz because he's a spinner. It's not his job to bowl the last over, right? He's not Malinga to come in and bowl Yorkers to the death.
Yeah, but 16, you were there to defend that. And he had a wicket in that over as well. Like the no ball to the 4 to this, trying to dart them in. Yeah, like you and I both know that. And when we met Nawaz, like even the slight jabs I was throwing at him about that game did not come off as well.
That was bad on you.
That was
should
bad.
have done that.
Yeah, but I mean, we did cut that out. We never put that in the video. But like that's something that's he has to live down. Now, how will he live down those memories? Go out there and beat India.
Yeah.
And he has technically done that. Remember that 40 off 20 or something he did?
Yeah.
Or 20 off 44, something like that. He did do that. And that was the reason that Pakistan had won that one T20 match. It
was the second group stage match in the Asia Cup.
It was the more important one too. Because if Pakistan
Yeah.
had lost that, they would have been knocked out. Pakistan won that and played the final against Sri Lanka, I believe.
Yeah.
And then lost that. But yeah. So I think a Mohammad Nawaz renaissance is on the cards for sure. Is he a good replacement for Shadab Khan that may not make it?
Ideally, you want a leg spinner who can bowl and
Leg spinner who can bowl?
honestly,
yes.
Yes.
At this point, yes.
A leg spinner who does not bowl full tosses or short deliveries.
Shorter ones, yeah.
And the closest replacement we have of Shadab Khan is Usama Mir. How much do we trust Usama Mir?
I don't think we trust him at all. He's not in the plans, quote unquote.
Yeah, I think he's playing county cricket.
He's playing county. That's enough sign for you. I don't know. I like this innings by Nawaz. I want to see more. Bring him to West Indies and let's see what happens there. Pakistan put up 178 for 7, which I thought they honestly last over only gave 4 runs.
By the way, just for the record, I know I've been saying that the average score here the last 5 years at this stadium has been 119. This score today, 178, is the highest score at this ground in the last 5 years. So this is an exception. This score about Pakistan is an outlier. I don't know how they achieved it.
Sahibzada Farhan. That's how they achieved it.
Yeah.
Man went ballistic in the first 6. I think Pakistan was scoring a 10 and over.
Yeah. In his one innings, he's outscored all Pakistani batters in the last 3 matches.
Yeah, I totally agree. So 170 on the board. We already understood that this was going to be a high task. And honestly, this was the Pakistan that I was expecting to come into Bangladesh. Obviously, they were nowhere to be seen. And when you come into the bowling department, Salman Mirza continues to impress.
Have we found the replacement for Shaheen?
Not so fast.
Pakistan's most impactful player this entire series, according to Cricinfo.
Not so fast is what I would say.
I watched a spell.
Mhm.
The boy can bring the ball back in at speed. He can have a crossing ball that goes away. He has a cutter. He has a sharp bouncer. He hit Mehdi Hasan on the head today. Good signs.
What is the average?
Just comparing him to Akif Javed. Akif looked wayward. He looked raw in New Zealand. But Salman Mirza in this tour looked like far more superior bowler, far more confident, far more consistent, smarter, better variations, and he doesn't seem like the worst option to have.
Yeah, but so did Fahim Ashraf. Fahim Ashraf 2 overs 13 for 2. He looked like
No,
he was
just as a
freaking
left arm-
Wasim Akram.
A left armer who can swing the ball back in. I think 2 of Salman Mirza's wickets that he got were in swinging bolts.
Bashar, what is your anti-Shaheen agenda for?
It's not anti.
Let's talk about it.
It's not anti.
Clearly, you are being paid by... Who are you being paid by? Someone anti-Shaheen. Maybe the Babar camp is paying you off.
That's what I mean.
Clearly. So what is it? What is the rift you have against Shaheen? Please, look at the camera and talk to them.
I have trauma from Shaheen getting injured at the 2022 T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
So I just want that if Pakistan has another unforeseen injury, God forbid, we have some sort of replacement in the backup.
But you would still go with Shaheen first.
Shaheen is still...
Gun to your head, Salman Mirza or Shaheen Afridi?
That's not even a question. Shaheen.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Salman Mirza and I was about to walk out of this podcast.
At that point, you would have put a gun to my head and shot me.
Yeah, I would have shot you. The boy can bowl. 4 overs, 20 for 3. Great. 15 dots, bro. And his 24 deliveries that he bowled. Like that. What else do you want me to say? It's impeccable bowling. I love that shit. And accompanied very well by both Danial and Fahim Ashraf. Honestly, when 5 for 25 inside the power play, Bangladesh never really had a chance. It was the same thing as Pakistan in the previous T20I. Once you get these many wickets in the power play, it's really hard to regain any kind of momentum. Pakistan were able to do it, kind of, in the last T20I. Almost went to the finish line, not really. But Bangladesh does not have the backbone to do that. Still, 104 was a bit too much, in my opinion. I think they could have... this could have been shortened down quite early. If the guys were 81 for 9, book them on under 90, guys. You got to take the tail out early as possible. But I guess that's when you get into like the Hussain Talats and Saim Ayoubs of it all. Saim Ayoub 1 over 2 runs. I mean, Agha has been sprinkling Saim Ayoub all around this series.
He's been teasing us.
He's been teasing. I've been teased. I'm on the edge. But I have not seen a full load of Saim Ayoub's 4 overs in a while. And I think maybe today was the day to try it out.
I think he wanted to give more opportunities to Hussain Talat. It was his first match back in a while. And the one thing Hussain Talat can absolutely avoid is no balls. The guy bowled 2 no balls today. I think one of the free hits went for a boundary.
6.
So that's one thing you can avoid as a bowler. And at this level, you cannot afford to bowl no balls. And I think he has a history of bowling no balls. I remember
the front step no ball or the height?
the front step no ball.
Okay.
Which is something you can absolutely avoid.
His first 2 overs went really well. His last over went for 21. So I don't know. Hussain Talat come back. He came back after like 3.5 years or something. What do you make of it?
One game is too early to judge him. I think he is a good addition because Pakistan are looking for guys who can kind of bat, kind of bowl. And I think he fits that same criteria. I would love to see him get some more game time in the middle, like maybe get him into bat like in the 10th over, 11th over, so he can go out there, play his game. Again, this is very hard conditions for sending in a new batsman. I think he came in like the 15th over to just start going in, start smashing it. It's very hard in these conditions. So I have my sympathies with him. I would love to see more of him before I can make a final judgment.
Nawaz he was basically getting a bit of momentum throughout this entire series. First game, scored 3, bowled 1 over for 8, whatever. Second match, took 1 for 19. And this match also batted 27 and then also took 2 for 4 in his 1.4 overs. I think this is a good chance for Pakistan if they're especially looking for someone to replace Shadab. I mean, Shadab can't be replaced, honestly, in my opinion.
But isn't it weird that you're replacing a right arm
Wrist
spinning all-rounder with a left arm finger spinning all-rounder? What does that show about Pakistan's bench strength and our talent pool in the backups?
It says that we don't have a wrist spinner that we trust enough to put in the squad. I mean, without saying Osama Mir's name, who else would you put as a wrist spinning option?
Just looking back, the last 4 years, Pakistan has tried Zahid Mahmood, Usman Qadir, Osama Mir, Shadab Khan. And honestly, whenever Zahid Mahmood would play, Usman Qadir looked good. When Usman Qadir played, Osama Mir looked good. Osama Mir played, Shadab Khan looked good. So it's just, I don't know what's happened to all of our leg spinners.
The problem is you can't fill the shoes of Shahid Afridi.
That is absolute facts.
You cannot. We cannot replace him, as one manager said. eloquently. To cleanse the timeline from the 2-0 defeat, I did put up a edit of Shahibzada Farhan on our stories. If you guys don't follow us on Instagram, go for it right now. Man, honestly, it makes me emotional. I DM'd the guy who made that edit. It was some random edit cricket channel. And I was like, bro, you got to make more Shahibzada Farhan edits. I will eat them up. I will reshare them on Backward Point a million times over. He's the guy. And we were not, since 2016, name me a wrist spinner that took his place. For a brief moment, Shadab did, because 16 is when Shadab actually stepped into the Pakistan cricket team right as Lala was retiring. And he had that bat to him. He bowled really well. Champions Trophy win.
Gunfielder.
All that stuff. Gunfielder. We were like, wow, we're 1-to-1 replacement. He's here. But then the dip. Lala, with his bowling at least, take out the last 2-3 years of his, his career, consistent, man. 395 ODI wickets. You don't get those just by mucking about. For the longest time, he was the highest wicket taker in T20s for Pakistan.
Man, Afridi, Ajmal, Hafiz, Gul. Give it to me.
Put Malik in there too.
Abdul Razak.
And oh my God. We can go
So
on. This is turning into a different podcast altogether, but you know what I mean.
Tears in my eyes.
That's the problem. Nobody can fill those shoes. That's the problem. Number 10, Afridi. Find me another wrist spinner that can do that. So that's the problem right now. But Mohammad Nawaz, he's not a like-for-like replacement, but does he bring the ball away from the right-hander? Yes. Is he economical? Yes. Can he bat? Yes. Is he left-hander as well? Gives you that lefty-righty combination? Yes. So I'm wearing, I'm taking this hat off and putting Hassan's hat on that I gave to you. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, data point set-wise, he's checking all the boxes. If I'm in the materialist, I'm like, yeah, he's checking all the boxes. And so I put him in the team over Shadab. For sure. Did you see the Shadab Azam Khan video?
I did.
I think it was today.
Yeah, I think the boys are the
linking
UK.
up in London.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he had a cast on. He looked like he needed some time. The boys looked like they were having fun, but I think it's going to be a while before we see Shadab back into the green.
Speaking of linking up, we have yashisports.com linked in the bio, in the description. And yashisports.com, as we all know by now, it's Canada's home of cricket. You can use the code BP10 for 10% off your purchase at the large array of cricket equipment that they have. It doesn't matter. You could be a beginner. You could be a pro player. Yashi Sports has shoes, bats, helmets, pads, thigh pads, arm guards, boxes. Very important. They've got everything. Everything you can imagine cricket-wise, they've got it. So go to yashisports.com, use the VIP code BP10 and get 10% off your purchase. And they also have free shipping on orders of $350 and up.
Thank you, Yashi Sports, for forever supporting us in your endeavors. All right, lessons learned from the series.
Pakistan needs to be more adaptable. Conditions will be challenging. Blaming the pitch is not the solution. More bench strength experimentation. Would love to see more of Sufiyan Muqeem. Maybe Farhan has to stay in as a pen down opener. Given the form of Fakhar and Saim.
Were a lot more questions answered than posed in this series? Or did we leave more uninformed?
We kind of left with knowing that Salman Mirza can hold his own.
Potential
is there for sure. Would love to see him get a couple of more seasons in first-class cricket. I hope he doesn't disappear. Something very common in Pakistan cricket. A guy comes in, bursts on the scene, disappears. Nobody knows where he goes. Sufiyan Muqeem should have gotten some more game time. We don't have left arm unorthodox wrist spinners. It's him. It's Faisal Akram. Faisal Akram right now is in the UK with the Pakistan Shaheen's tour. So he's getting some game time over there. But Sufiyan Muqeem, if we think is international material, should get more game time.
Yeah, I totally agree. I retweet everything you just said. Stepping aside the series a little bit, something more interesting was also happening in Dhaka. The ACC meeting, which I'm not sure if you're following the drama behind that. Apparently, the BCCI did not want this meeting to happen in Dhaka for reasons unknown and wanted it to happen in UAE or something. I'm not sure what happened. Anyways, the ACC meeting happened. The chairperson, I think, is the Mohsin Naqvi for this tenure. Am I right?
Mohsin Naqvi was in the crowd. And every time I see Mohsin Naqvi, I feel like I am not doing enough with my life.
Okay.
This guy is the Interior Minister of Pakistan.
Yeah.
An important job. This guy is the chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board,
Yeah.
one of the most important jobs in the country. And
In the country.
and he is also the chairman of the Asian Cricket Council.
Why not? I say why not?
A multitasker.
Why not? He also sponsored this podcast, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. He was able to hold this meeting. I don't know what this was for. I think finalize the schedule and whatnot. I've been hearing some sources say that this tournament starting in the 10th, ending on the 21st, all happening in UAE, T20 format.
6 teams.
6 teams,
Likely
yes.
2 groups of 3.
2 groups of 3.
And then Super 4, and then finals. Again, just whatever way most India-Pakistan games can happen is how this Asia Cup will be organized.
Is this hosted by India this time? Are they the
I'm
host?
not sure who the official host is.
I think it's India is the host, and then it's a neutral venue, is what I understood. I'm not sure as well. But it looks like that, the BCCI has not any protest about playing Pakistan. None of that has come up even remotely. I've seen no reporting about this online, and I think whatever the WCL situation was, it does not apply to the ACC. Just say that.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that in the last episode as well, where WCL is not under any ICC, ACC, BCCI regulation. The players are kind of like freelancers. They can do whatever they want. They're not answerable to anybody.
Do you know the issue right now in the WCL?
What?
The WCL wants Pakistan to share points for that game that was forfeited. And Pakistan's like, why should we share points? India forfeited. We were coming to play. They're in a pickle. We're like, oh, do we take points away from India, or do we just, Pakistan has a point. They were willing to play. So now that's a whole pickle that's been brewed up.
Interesting.
In Edgbaston right now.
I'm not really following that league too closely.
Again, it's on the TikToks and the Twitters for me. I'm not following it as well. Every now and then I see Lala in the nets. I'm like, yeah, I'll stop for that. But that's the extent of my involvement.
I heard Iftikhar Ahmed also signed up for the WCL.
What?
And I know this because the PCB released an NOC list for the month of July, and Iftikhar Ahmed was part of the WCL squad.
That's too soon for him, no? Is Iftikhar Ahmed done that?
I feel like he's going through something. Like if you go through his Instagram, he's like walking on the streets of London.
That's calories.
That's
calories. You know that. This man, I don't know why. Calories, stop. Whatever you're doing, stop. Delete Iftikhar's Instagram account from your phone. Just do that. It's a tough watch. It's a tough watch. Yeah, Iftikhar Ahmed was on top of the world last year, and then suddenly, like, you Bumrah gives you 2 full tosses, you miss them, and then suddenly you're like out of the team. Nobody wants to talk to you anymore. It's a tough call for Iftikhar there.
Yeah, just also the lack of accountability. Once he was asked post that World Cup about his batting, and he said, "Don't ask about my batting because I am a tailender. I bat number 7 and number 6."
Attitude problem.
Yeah, so attitude is definitely an issue.
All right, so this loathsome series is finally wrapped up. I think the boys are going to stay in Dhaka for one more night and then fly off to the USA. I mean, they still have not announced the squad.
I am concerned about their visa.
I mean, you have the technical confirmations. I'm just like, who are these 15 that are going? We've heard some names from through the grapevines. Cannot confirm nor deny on this podcast right now.
A premier fast bowler returning to the Pakistan team.
That's what I've heard as well.
Will not say any names.
No names.
Not take my word for it.
No names were said, but we've heard about that. But apart from that, like, haven't heard an official announcement yet, and it's tricky. Do you think they're waiting for us to announce it? Maybe they'll announce it through the podcast because they know that we're coming too.
Dude, Florida is a long way from Dhaka. I don't even know what the route back. Are they going to go back to Pakistan, then fly to Florida?
Very good question.
Are they going to go directly from Dhaka to there? Is the team announced? There's a lot of questions.
As I understand it, there is no direct flight from Lahore to Dhaka unless they chartered something for this series. If they just went commercial, then you have to go to Dubai, which means then why come back to Pakistan, then go back? Like, that's stupid. And you probably would go from Dhaka to Dubai to Florida. I think it's a direct flight that goes there.
Yeah. Sounds
That's right. The vibe. So looking forward to that. We will be doing one more podcast before we fly out to Florida ourselves next week.
Maybe actually
a couple more
3
podcasts.
Actually.
3 more podcasts? What the hell?
We'll do a series preview, and then that will be episode number 199.
Okay.
And then episode 200, we did a poll on Instagram.
It was quite split.
It was very closely split. So I think what we should do is a mix.
A bit of both.
Let's do a mix.
Yeah. A bit of AMA, everything live stuff, and then obviously the cricket will be spliced in between.
Right.
We'll probably put a poll up there this weekend and get those questions in.
And we'll shoot that before we go. And actually, we are flying out the morning after the first T20I.
Yeah.
So we might just record the review of the first game.
Bro,
before
that
we
game
go.
is going to end so late.
It starts 8 p.m.
It's going to end at
here,
11,
EST.
and then we have a flight at like 7 in the morning.
Hustle, baby.
We'll talk about that. I don't know if I'm up for it. Maybe we'll do it when
Sports is not going to wait.
they actually might not wait. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this debacle with us. A lot of people tune in, which we got a lot of views on our previous two
There
podcasts.
is an inverse correlation between our podcast views and Pakistan team success.
Correct.
The worse they do, the better we do.
Yes.
The better we do.
Yes. Hopefully, they will do really good, and we will do really good. Look, I'm still eyeing the LA 28 Olympics. I want Pakistan to go through those, and this stuff is not going to help. Get those points. Get yourself in the top 6. Let's have a Pakistan India Olympics game, right?
Yep.
All right.
Do it.
Keep an eye out on our socials, guys. Check out our Patreon. And we'll see you guys. Check out our sponsors as well. We still have some Sendwave stuff in the description as well. If you guys are interested in that, you guys can look into that. We'll see you guys in the next episode, guys.
Cheers.